The intrigues surrounding the witnesses remains covered in secrecy, understandably so for their safety and that of their family members. But for the first time in the history of ICC, some witnesses have blown their cover protesting their participation in the Hague process, and while to others they cut the character of traitors, others regard them as candid people. We sought to understand how the Office of the Prosecutor at the ICC chooses its witnesses.
They look for someone who is credible, whose testimony is relevant to the matter before the judges or the matter at hand, who is consistent in providing the testimony.
And therein lies the question: how is the credibility and consistency of a witness determined?
They'll speak to people who witnessed the commission of the crimes, where possible, insider witnesses, as they are called, persons themselves who may have committed the crimes or participated in the planning or where arrangements were made to commit the crimes. So all these are people that the prosecution might possibly speak to, and then determine that from the basis of the testimony they have, the story they have to offer, this is a witness that we'll go with.
Becoming a witness, be it for the prosecution or defense side, is a purely voluntary process. The same applies to withdrawing.
It has to happen in the courtroom through a court procedure to revert or withdraw their testimony.
Witnesses are treated with utmost confidentiality, and measures to ensure maximum protection are taken.
The individual that is providing the information has to be protected during every stage of the proceedings, starting from the investigation process, during trial, and sometimes even after trial.
When they are in court, they are not called by their names, but by certain reference numbers. There are instances, however, when witnesses request to testify in the open court, as it happened during the confirmation of charges hearings with the defense witnesses.
In the courtroom, sensitive information is redacted from the document, so that what comes out in the public does not show or pinpoint on who a person is who has given that testimony. When they testify in the courtroom, their faces are distorted. It is not possible to be able to see the witness. Even when you are sitting in the public gallery, you will not be able to see the witness. Their voices are distorted as well, so that you will not be able to pinpoint who is giving the testimony.
To achieve that,
there is a shield, there is a curtain between the public gallery and the witness that is testifying, so that members of the public, the media, will not have any contact with the witness. The witness has a different entrance, an entrance separate from the rest of the members in the courtroom.
So they may be completely impossible to identify inside the courtroom. But what about outside? Where do they stay or live?
Sometimes, on a case-by-case basis, the court, under the registry, through the Witness and Victims Protection Program, might decide to relocate a witness within the country, away from the source of the threat. It's only in an extreme situation, and that is a last resort, when the witness is relocated outside their country.
This, however, is not a blanket policy. What is crucial is to minimize the risk of exposure of the witness, and with that, the level of threat to the witness and their family members is reduced.
And in the African the cost says we relocate the witness who may face a threat because of his or her association with the court, and sometimes with the family. But it comes with a lot of question in the African context. Who is family? How many people could fall within this category of family? That's why the court's major premise is to minimize the risk of exposure, so that witnesses are at all time protected, which will not have the spillover effect of relocation.
If relocation becomes absolutely necessary, Kamara says there is little choice a witness can make.
The witness does not determine. Also remember that for a witness to be taken to another location, a country outside their original places of birth, the court has to make that arrangement with this host state to ensure the witnesses live there and they are safe.
Sylvia Chebet, Citizen Weekend.